So this here is the transformer turned on and all customized to my liking. So here's my first page is this page here, and then if I flick to the left I've got my widget page. I've got all my bookmarked websites. You can quickly go to any of those, tap one, then I can choose a browser I want to open them in, or I can even tick this box so that I can choose a default browser. But I like to have a choice every time, so I won't tick that. Open it in Maxton browser, which is a really good tablet optimized browser. It's just loading YouTube now, and then I click home now on the keyboard dock, and we'll go back to where we were. And we've got the YouTube widget. Flick through all my subscriptions, tap one. It won't open in the browser, it will open in the YouTube player. And it's a very nice player, plays in HD. And the only problem is you're forced to watch in HD, or if you turn off HD, it plays in pretty much the lowest quality possible. So it's either really low or really high. So if you don't have enough bandwidth for HD, you're going to be stuck with really grainy video. But if you do have that situation, you can watch YouTube in the web browser and choose one of the slightly higher resolutions, like 360 or 480p, if you can't quite watch the HD versions. Here I have a little widget for Pulse newsreader. Just shows me one of my Pulse feeds, not all of them. I just have the top technology one here. This would be, so it's kind of top news from all the technology websites, so it's a good one to have as a widget. If I really wanted to see all the different news stories, I can just double tap the app and the widgets, and that will go right into the app, and then I can see all the other news stories from all of the websites rather than just the top news. But when you're setting the widget, you can have it just be one particular website. I just think it makes more sense to have the top stories. Here I have a little power widget. Just helps save power if I don't need Wi-Fi. Turn it off. I'll leave it on though, because I'll probably need it for this showcase. Turn on Bluetooth, airplane mode, GPS, which unfortunately doesn't turn it on. It just brings you to the settings where you can turn it on or off. I have GPS off, but I have use a wireless network to determine my location on. So I only need the actual proper GPS on if I'm actually using the navigation app, which I pretty much never use, so that would just drain battery. So I can still use location services on Twitter and that, because I can get my general location from Wi-Fi. So that's handy. You can turn off the actual GPS but keep on Wi-Fi GPS. Then I've got my email widget. I can scroll through my emails, tap an email to go into the email app. Tap home button again. So that's my widget page. And now here we have my home page. So I have a music widget up here, which is the widget for the music app that comes with the tablet. You just press play here. You can skip to the next song, and again, tapping the widget or double tapping the widget will bring you into the actual app. Error while playing track. I had problems with this app before, the music app, but luckily, since I done a reset a while ago, it seems to be working again. There are other music apps that I have been trying to use too, like Songbird and Pulse. Here we have Plume, which is a Twitter client. I think it's pretty much the only Twitter client optimized for tablet, so that's the widget for it. Show you the actual app. It's a bit like TweetDeck, but the actual TweetDeck app is nothing like TweetDeck, which is strange. So you've got all these panels, but if you go into the TweetDeck app, it doesn't show you the panels like this. It just shows you one panel and you swipe between them. So I think this is better. You get a glance of all your panels at once: your timeline, your mentions, your direct messages. You can tap one. I tap this one. It shows me a big version here, and I can do stuff like save, or I think I just saved someone to a list, or reply, all the usual. Here's a widget that comes with the tablet. Asus made it themselves. Shows you your location and the weather, and then you've got your little mail widget and your little date widget. And then here's some shortcuts to some of my favorite apps: the built-in browser, YouTube, Pulse, which we've seen all of those pretty much. The camera app. Let's go into there. Okay, So it looks like we're on the internal camera. I flip around to take a photograph and flip it to show the opposite way. Okay, not gonna. You can see my shirt, but I'll flip it around and you should be able to see the webcam that's pointing right down. And you can take a shot. You can change the white balance to auto. This one, which I'm not even going to try and read because I'm reading it upside down, but it's for like lighting, light bulbs. And then you've got fluorescent lights if you're in a place with fluorescent light bulbs, and then you've got daylight too. You just leave it on auto. You can shoot in mono, sepia, negative. You can change the settings to be super fine, which is probably the best. You can have 1 megapixel VGA. If you have the rear camera, the settings go up to 5 megapixels. And we've got exposure. You can increase or decrease, and you can have it so that the photos store your location or not if you don't want to store your location. And switch to video. The internal camera shoots in, I think, VGA. You can't change the resolution like you can in the photos. You can just choose high, low, or YouTube in terms of quality. But if you switch to the rear camera, it shoots in 720p, but it's not very good quality, and it is a 3GP file, which I really don't know why people are still using 3GP, because it's just an awful codec for video, especially HD. But you just press record and you stop, and that's it. You can also set white balance for video too, which is actually really nice because it's something you don't really see a whole lot on, cheap cameras like this, like phone cameras and tablet cameras, white balance settings. So I think that's enough for the camera. We've got My Cloud, which is an Asus specific app. You've got you get a year's supply of Asus web storage, unlimited storage. I'm backing up my computer now, but I don't have any actual music backing up. I think the backup program is still backing up iPhone apps. So there are just some songs that came already pre-installed, just to kind of give you an idea of what happens. But when my whole computer's backed up, I should be able to listen to all my music through there, my videos and everything. Then you've got My Desktop here, which is actually just Splashtop, which is an app you can actually buy on the market, Splashtop, but it comes within this My Cloud app, and you turn that on. You'll find my PC. And now this is gonna look really strange because we're looking at my PC, and you can see the tablet here, and it's one of those infinite loop things. But yeah, you can just control your computer then from that. And we'll just click back again. We've got Vibe, which I still don't really know what Vibe is. I think it's pretty much just a store, an online music store, and a radio system, but it's not really launched yet because there's no music on it. It takes a long time to load, so I'm not sure if it's worth our while waiting for this to load. But it's just got some radio stations and different artist radios, so you can listen to like one particular artist and just their music. But their actual store has no music on it yet. So we go back out, music. We've seen the music app. Gallery. I'm a Picasso web albums user, so all my photos are synced with web albums, which means I don't have to put any photos on the device because all of my photos I can just stream right from Picasso. For example, going to this album, and there's a photo, so that's handy. But of course, you can throw on your own photos directly onto the device, and then you've got your camera photos here. And I had the white balance set to took a lot of photos up the mountains, and they were really nice photos. But the white balance I had set it hadn't set to daylight, and I hadn't set to auto. I had it to the light bulb one. So because I had taken pictures a while before inside, so all the photos came out looking blue. Hopefully I can fix that a bit in later in post. What other things we've got? We've got our screenshots folder, which will show us all the screenshots we took. You can take screenshots with screenshot button that will come on the keyboard. But if you don't have the keyboard attached, or you didn't buy the keyboard with your Asus, you can hold down the recent apps button and keep holding it, and it will take it. But you have to make sure that's turned on in the settings. It's not working now, so I think sometimes it turns itself off in the settings. So I'll just go see if that's on. It's a bit strange. I don't know why it does it. Yeah, see, there's a little tick box there, and it's not ticked. I don't know why it seems to just turn itself off. But now that's ticked, and I'll hold down the recent apps button, and there. Screenshot saved. You want to stay in screenshot mode now. So I think, yeah, we've got Angry Birds. We've all seen Angry Birds before. There's no point wasting time with that. Here's some other apps I downloaded. I suppose here's the library app that comes with the tablet for you to read books off. We've got Alice's Adventures. Hopefully this opens now. Not sure what's going on. I'm just going to click back because I think the library app crashed. It's a pretty rubbish app, the library app, and it uses a lot of CPU. Here we have force close. And because I have an app called Watchdog, which when any app is using too much of the CPU, like say 25%, it will alert me that that app is using a lot of the CPU, and anytime I have that library app open in the background, I always get that notification. But you don't have to use that if you want to use this as an e-reader, because there is a Kindle app too, which I've got here in my apps. Where is it now? Oh, because it comes with the tablet, you don't even have to download it. You get 2 e-readers with the tablet. Or with the login. That's not worth it. It's just, it's just a basic e-reader app. There's not much to show. It's just like any of them, but just runs better. And of course, you've got all the books from the Kindle store, so there's a lot more choice. There's just some other apps. Rage Reader to read Raid comics, and nothing too interesting to show. Let's put the Maps app. That'd be a cool one to show. So we've got import my location. Skip. Okay, so here is the maps, and you can zoom in, and the 3 fingers. And it seems to work when I want it to work. Use the 3 fingers to. Maybe have to zoom in closer. You can see all the houses. It's not working. Sometimes you go 3 fingers and it like changes the angle. There we go. Now it works. Zoom in and all of that stuff, and you can do all different things like see join latitude on the wrong one here, layers, we've got satellite, terrain, all different types of viewpoints. It's just Google Maps really. And got Polaris Office, which comes with the tablet again. A nice office suite, so you don't have to go about buying one. New file, document, spreadsheet, presentation. Just make a document and you just type. You've got settings up here for fonts and colours and all that stuff. And then we've got the background here with the ice, the water and the ice. That actually represents your battery level, which a lot of people don't know. So you can see my battery level is at 27%, so that's why it's down there, and also it swishes around the place. So I really hope they start making more cool live wallpapers like this, because this is probably the only one I actually think is very good. Because there is another one I'll show you now. Actually, this is the menu you go into when you want to customize your tablet. I'll show you how to do that again. Tap here. You can either click this plus button over here, you can't see it on the camera, or just hold down near the bottom of the screen, and you get all of your pages, and then you can all these different widgets, then all different apps if you want to add any shortcuts to any apps, then your wallpapers, and then more, which is pretty much just apps again, but I think it's like specific sections of apps, like music playlist, part of Double Twist, rather than just adding the Double Twist app. But wallpaper, we've got live wallpapers, and you can get a map, the water, and there's this other one here which is just it's not very interesting. Um, you can also just take a photo from a gallery or choose one of these. I can't seem to tap this wallpaper. Try this again. Wallpaper. There we go. Choose this little Android fella, and I've changed the wallpaper to just a normal wallpaper, but it does that cool little animation as you scroll through pages, make it look like it's interactive, kind of. We've also got Google search up here on every page. Tap, and the search is for Google, but also searches search your tablet. So if I type in D-O, okay, I thought double twist would come up. Sometimes it's kind of bad for searching the tablet. Sometimes apps will come up that if you type in the app it will come up, but sometimes it just doesn't. But you can use it to search Google itself pretty easily. And then you've got voice search too. Hello. I have to, for some reason I have to. Hello. We're gonna search hello. Thought I would search something ridiculous. I said something the other day. The first time I tried it, I can't even remember what I had asked to search, and it started searching for the word pornography, which was not what I had said at all. But it was funny. Go to the settings just as the last thing. So you've got the wireless settings, your sound settings, the screen settings. You can turn off the auto rotate. Location settings, you can turn on the GPS and all that. Application settings, manage applications. You can see what's using your battery. So the screen's using 35%, Wi-Fi's using 31%. Account and sync your Gmail and all your contacts and stuff. Back up all your data with Gmail servers. Shows you how much storage you're using here and how much depend on what types of files. And you've got all your language settings, accessibility options, the date and time. You can have it set to date automatically, which was actually a bit strange at first because I'm in GMT 0, but I have to set to GMT 1 because apparently it's GMT 1 here, but it's not. So you have GMT 1 British summertime. Usually I'd set to GMT 0 and then turn daylight savings on, but I think for this, if daylight savings is on, if it's summertime, they just call it GMT 1, which is just confusing. So it took me a while to figure out how to set the time automatically and actually have the time be correct. So make sure you set your time zone will be actually probably one more than what it usually is if you're using daylight savings in your country. And then we've just got about, which tells you all your information, your version of Android, your Bluetooth version, all that stuff. And that's pretty much everything you kind of need to know about the tablet. It's pretty good. Can be pretty fast. My one in particular, I have found some problems with. I've found it to be slow at times, and I've had to do hard resets, which is where you hold down the power button and the down volume button, and it clears the memory apparently. And I've had some problems with it, but it works well. It works really well. I also have a bit of a light leak, which is kind of annoying, but then again, everyone seems to have it. And I'll show you that now. So I went into the wrong thing. Let's go into gallery. So I got this. I should have this. Oh no, I actually am in gallery. This is a picture of my music player. Here's this black picture I downloaded. So that's black. And if I higher the brightness, because I have it down to the lowest now, you should see a bit of light leak here. Yeah, you can see it. I didn't think it would come up, but it's even more noticeable in real life. Not too annoying. Thank God it's not down here on the taskbar, which is black, because that taskbar is there even when you're watching video. So usually when you're watching video, it's covered up because unless the scene is like black. So usually I don't see it. It's better turn down the brightness again, because you can't see anything. And yeah, that's the Asus E pad transformer, and I think it's TFT1. They really need to make the names a lot shorter. I'll just call it the Asus transformer, since it's the only transformer maybe Asus. So that's it. Actually, I'll just in case before it falls on top of me, I'll show you what it's like outside of the dock. You flick that and you slide it out, and that's it outside the dock. You rotate it and you see it rotated, and yeah, that's it. So that is the Asus Eee Pad Transformer TFT1.